But as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night, we will not vanish without a fight, we're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
It's not true. It doesn't matter what's true. It matters the story they tell when you're gone.
I keep on pushing down my Gypsy road.
All right. It is a Monday.
Yeah, it is.
And we are going to talk some, just look at the title of the show, right? The title of the show today is The U.S. is Not Alone in Wondering If We Are Alone. So what does that mean, people? We're going to talk a little UFOs today. You know, why not?
It means that we're not alone?
Apparently, we're not the only country that thinks we're alone.
Oh, okay.
And there's already been some great information that's already been passed along in the chat, which I actually picked up a video because of one of the person that left the chat. Chasing the Truth, Shawn G. Did you see the Albany, Ohio metallic UFO that's been hitting YouTube? I saw what he's talking about. I actually have it. And, we're going to look at it and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't either. I want to see that.
So,
I haven't seen it.
I want to thank him for doing that. And also, I love when people tribute to the show. And one thing I like about Chasing the Truth, Shawn G. Here, let me tell you guys why. Chasing the Truth, Sean Graham, is basically, he's a lot like our show in a way where he takes guests to hear stories, to hear their whatever, UFOs, whatever it is, hear stories, kind of like we do. We like to listen to people tell us stories or read stories and kind of have that conversation, not telling you what you should believe in, what you have to believe in, just like, crisscrossing information, which is just fantastic and all that. And so thank you, Shawn. I found that YouTube video. I will be showing that in a second, but I want to say hi to Chocolate Cheese and our buddy Clowns, Van Life. Dude, Clown, you got to get a hold of me, man. We got to get you back on the show Wednesday or Friday. I want to hear about your journey, in the vans, looking for the Bigfoots, the UFOs, the Demon Hunter. I want to hear what's been going on with you, Clown.
Yeah, I want to get some weed prices over there, too. If you've been buying pot along the way of your trails, let me know about that, too. But other than that, yeah.
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 So I really want to get him back on the show so we can kind of hear what he's been up to. So that's great. Let's see here. Cody, I'm in Ohio. Hobbs. But before we get to the UFO stuff, Bob, I don't know if you have had a chance to watch. It's actually at the movie theater and on HBO Max at the same time. There's a movie called Malignant.
I've never heard of it. What is that?
So, this is James Wan's new movie. He's the creator. He's the creator of Insidious, The Conjurings. He made Aquaman and all that. Well, instead of going to the $1 billion route, he went back and made a movie called an old-fashioned kind of a horror movie. And I got to tell you something. I went and saw this last night, and Legend. Now, if you see the trailer, I mean, when you see the trailer, right? You watch the trailer. It's gonna make it look like it's about where she is seeing the murders happen.
Oh.
Okay. And she's seeing it. So when people are getting murdered, she's actually seeing it. That's what you see in the commercial. That's what you see in the trailer. So you're thinking a lot of like, it's a lot, you're thinking it's a lot like maybe a little bit of Insidious, of Conjuring, but the mix of she's a medium helping the police. And I'm not going to tell you guys about the rest of this movie. That part is in the movie, but this fucking movie goes to the bonkers. I mean, it goes fucking bonkers. I mean, it's fucking Insidious or The Conjuring meets Jeepers Creepers. It meets it meets The Terminator. I'm serious. This fucking movie.
I like Conjuring.
This fucking movie, Bob, has so much energy. And I can't tell you guys, and the storyline, right? I mean, it's a fucking bonkers storyline.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I'm serious, guys. I'm serious. My daughter liked it. My wife thought it was fucking crazy because in the trailers you're thinking it's a Conjuring, but it's seeing murders. It's kind of like being ghosted, trying to help the cops. But it goes fucking.
Really?
It goes so fucking crazy. I fucking love it. I mean, it's
like
a storyline that you really haven't seen on the big screen, and I love when it's easy for a director to fall into the $1 billion trap, right? You made Aquaman that made $1 billion, make big movies. Nope, he went right back to the horror movies that made him. Because he's the creator of Saw. He made Saw. And right back, and fuck, man. I mean, I don't know how to tell you. I mean, you get in the middle of the movie, it starts going bonkers. Jeepers Creepers.
Well, that sounds good.
Jeepers Creepers.
I hated Aquaman. I'm not gonna lie, it was bad. But yeah,
And the storylines in the beginning, the whole stories in the whole movie makes sense. It all dots. I mean, it's like you really got to watch it because it does. Matches at the end, and you're sitting there, but I'm sitting there like, holy fuck, wow, that's cool. They went there.
No, wow, I like that director. I like the Conjuring. I love all those things.
And he based this on he based this story from watching Swedish horror movies, Swedish, Finland. So he kind of based this off the horror movies he used to like from Sweden and all that, and mix it in and. Bob, it's fucking bonkers. I just got to tell you, it's bonkers. That's all
Swedish horror movies, they like to take American tourists and tourists in general and lure them into mountain fucking cave areas and shit like that and have pagan ritual sacrifices and wacky shit. They love doing weird, like almost paganistic ritual stuff. Like you go into weird towns where everybody like looks at each other and they're like looking at you. The whole family is involved in horror in those Swedish movies. The whole fucking town is everybody is involved in some sort of ritualistic killing and your potential death. It's like, fuck.
Danielle Jackson says, love melanin. Yeah, because the trailer doesn't tell you how bonkers this movie gets. It does not tell you. And it's just, it's fresh to see something really fresh. It's very fresh. It's very cool. But guys,
James Bond's coming out. James Bond's coming out.
Early in the chat, Chase the Truth told me about this. Did you see the Albany, Ohio metallic UFO that's been hitting?
No.
So I actually haven't. I might have, but I don't think I have. But
I want to see that.
So I actually found what he's talking about. So let me share. Let me get that screen up here.
This fucker.
Okay, so this is called reflected metallic object with appendages filmed in New Albany, Ohio. So this is footage, and I got this one from. Hold on, I want to somebody named UFO Mania. The truth is out there.
Okay.
So he's the one that I'm getting it from his website or his YouTube page, and just give him a little respect. You know, I'm going to post
absolutely
this video in the chat because this is where I'm getting show a little respect. You know, and let's get back to it. Let me open this. Let's look at it.
Okay. Well, it's got legs hanging off of it. Okay.
Now I'm going to pause it for a second. Now, the only thing, you know, right off the bat, I mean, you know,
the drone.
Looking at this, we're going to, you know, if you got to try to debunk it, is the white, there's a white line outside the black that's kind of brighter white. Now, that could be a glow from whatever is taking it up, but there is a little white line glow around the whole thing. I'm not saying this is fake or real.
No.
But I'm trying to determine if this was. Okay. So right there, you saw a bird go by. So let's go back.
Yeah.
I want to go back a little bit, and that's like I said, we're just gonna debunk it. I'm not debunk, but let's just analyze this for a second.
Discuss it.
Have you let me see here. So let's look. I'm gonna go. No, I'm not gonna go slow motion. But look at that bird. That bird is pretty quick. Damn. So it's just sitting there. At the
sitting
moment.
there. That's what they do.
The only weird thing about this one is it's almost like if I press play, it's like it becomes a square. Hold on.
Yeah, octagon. Huh. I mean, I've seen them round. I've mostly seen them look like a damn Chinese lantern and completely round. There's nothing to them. And this one looks like it's got octagon corners, like
yes,
the way
a fucking quick bird.
The propellers would be, you know, because they have the octagon corners, and that's where the propellers are. And you can't see those with the drones. People are making drones as small as my hand. They're making them big. They even made a motorcycle drone. You on it like a motorcycle or like the sea, like more like a Sea-Doo. And they've got the octagon corners and the props. The fucking thing flies. I'm like, holy shit. It's a damn flying, it's a sit-on drone. It goes up and down. But those are like in experimental stages. No one's really flying them all over the place. Now, is this a testing area maybe? Is it a military base nearby?
I don't know too much about Ohio, but I think somebody in the chat says they're from Ohio. I think, was it Cody who said he was from Ohio? Who's ever from Ohio, that area, where is there a military thing around there? Is there, you know, what's around Albany?
Yeah, is there
I think we're alone, but I'm thinking extraterrestrial, more the aliens from other planets. Yeah. Doing great. I love when Cody says "fucking bird" quickly. Yeah, that bird was going quick.
Yeah, fast bird.
Maybe it's a Yogo UFO.
Okay.
Or that could be a military drone.
Drone.
It could be, you know, they could be testing to see how high or they could get these military drones and how high it could, you know, to the point where it's unreachable or undetectable.
I've seen them. They're all over the web. They've got those, they look like Sea-Doos sit on top of a damn drone, and it's got props in the corner. But again, they have an octagon shape to them. They have each corner, and that's where the props are. I'm just saying that thing looked like it had them same corners on it. Like somebody's taking one way there.
I like what Mind's Eye says. They also have flying pigs now.
You know what? Yeah. They got flying everything. Drones take everything up now. Fucking everything is a drone. That's why you can't tell anymore.
Black Knight is an unknown object in a real low orbit and is repeatedly hundreds of years old, and Air Force tries to hide that it's there. Huh? Black Knight. It's called Black Knight. How can I look this up? I mean, do I type in UFO? So I type in UFO Black
No,
Knight.
it's called the Black. Eric, you're gonna put in the Black Knight satellite.
Black.
It's called the Black Knight satellite.
Let me type that in. Black Knight satellite. Okay.
It's supposed to be what they think is an extraterrestrial satellite left behind, or it's an old one from a long, long time ago. It's just been up there in the upper spheres.
I know it's a song. It keeps popping up as somebody has a song called the Black Knight Satellite.
Yeah, and it's up there monitoring or whatever. I see a lot of pictures of it, but no one's. I mean, with the volume of aircraft that we have that flies around, it's like anybody can go up to it. But then again, you know, everybody thinks that everybody in the military's in on it, and I'm like, no, the pilots aren't in on it. They're not behind the curtain with everybody. So if they're spotted, the pilots are going to spot it. So there it is. There's one of the thousands of pictures of it. But that looks obviously like a fucking CGI or a Photoshop. It's so I ain't buying that one. But here we go. Many, many, many pictures of it. This will be vertical. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'll be honest with you. The pictures. No, this is just me. But the Black Knight pictures are always changing. I'm always seeing it different. They're like, oh, it's different shape today. Okay. Constantly changing.
Ufomania channel. So he's giving me a channel. I should look this up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So give me
They got good footage of it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on. I got to go back and forth so I could spell it right. Ufomania.
I used to watch the third something from the moon.
Ufomania. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this guy's got a lot of subscribers. Okay, so I found that channel, Unified Recent Footage. Okay, I found that channel. Let me pop it up. This is why I love people in the chat, you know, sharing. Okay, so this is the channel he told me to go to, Ufomania. The truth is out there, and was it the one I just looked at? It looks like I think I just looked at this one. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the same one I was looking at. Actually, this is
okay.
No, I want to make sure what he's saying here.
That looks like a damn drone. It's a Sea-Doo drone.
Flying lawnmowers. Let me see.
Huh.
Hold on. Black Knight is also known. Oh yeah, I already seen that. Hold on a second. Yeah, so that's what I looked at. Look here, it's 1,300 years old. Weird. What's it say? It's 1,300 years old in a weird orbit. Let's see here. Probes seem to be searching for something caught on security camera in Buffalo, New York. Okay, I can see that. What does it say? Looks like the Batmobile driving vertically.
But how do they know it's 1,300 years old?
I like what he said. It looks like the It looks like the black
Batmobile.
The Batmobile going up. Here, I gotta look at that again now. Thanks a lot for putting that in my head. Let me see here.
I didn't know Eric is 1,300 years old though. Did somebody go up there and do a carbon dating test? I don't know why they know that.
I think it's an alien craft.
It's the damn Batmobile. Maybe.
Okay, hold on. Look at the footage.
Maybe.
Right. Okay. He told me to go look at the footage at the right of that video. Okay, so let's go back to that video.
I wonder if it's an early version of 1,300 years ago. They sent a Tesla car up there. It's a 1,300-year-old Tesla car.
Okay, so look at the footage to the right of the video on Ufomania. So now chasing the truth. Are we talking about the video next to the video I just played? Is that the video you're talking about to look at the footage? This one here? If it is, let's see here. What the hell? Let's see. Searching for something called security in Buffalo, New York. Okay, this is what he's talking about. Let's see here.
There we go.
You can see the light. Oh, right there. Look.
Look at that. Oh my God. CGI.
All right, let's look at it again. Let's look at it again.
No, CGI. No, I ain't buying it.
And then you got another black dot.
CGI.
Oh, you can see it right there between the power lines up in the air.
I've seen a lot of UFOs and I've never been a black dot.
You know, it's harder and harder nowadays. I mean, you just don't know. The one you think is the most fakest could be the most realist, and the one you think is the most realist is the most fakest. I mean, you just what does it say here? Nikola Tesla established contact with aliens back in the late 1800s, experimenting with radio, but said someone else could figure it out, was not interested in it.
Probably so. Yeah, he was a weird guy. 13,000. It's pre-Diluvian.
I have this dream going to two devices at the same time. So which one is live? I don't know which one is live for you, buddy. I don't know. Could be drone, and that's the thing. Drones are getting so much better with technology. It's hard. It's really hard. I mean, it's.
Well, they show it obviously spinning in the air. It's spinning in the air, and it's right behind the power lines, and the clarity of it is so clear. Compared to the background, which is a blur, it's a blurry background. However, the UFO is clear. I'm like, no, that's been added. In other words, the aperture, the clarity of this doesn't match the clarity of the building or the trees next to it.
Channel's got a lot of good, got a lot of videos on here, so that's cool. Look at this dark pink UFO with tentacles. Hold on, let's see this. Let's see this. This is Hey, first of all, thanks for telling me about this channel. I like looking at different channels. Let's see here. Dark pink with tentacles, filmed in Dover, Delaware.
Let's see.
Morphing into something weird.
No.
I don't know what that is.
No.
I mean, it is weird.
It is, anybody?
You know, but that could be a balloon with things like a kid's, like a party or something, or
yeah.
I was gonna say a kite at first, but no, it's too big for a kite. I'm losing focus because of the trees.
But hey, you know what? You're supposed to film this stuff. That's
Yeah.
You're supposed to film it, and then you're supposed to analyze it. It is weird. It is weird, but it's no UFO.
And just because somebody says no, don't you stop thinking what it is. Don't ever stop. If I say it's fake, don't believe me. I'm probably wrong. I'm on the fence, but I always put it down to this. Like our dad used to say, if you could put a bet on it, like you had $5 in your pocket and you were gonna bet, it's all you had left. You're going to put all your money down on it, on a yes or a no. What would you do? Or say your life savings, you have $100,000 or $200,000. You could either say yes, double your money, and it's true, or no, I'm not taking a chance and saying no. I would not put my life savings on that.
it's impossible to trust video anymore with today's.
Hey, right? He is so fucking bad.
It is. It's hard. It's hard because, dude, when little kids could do more than you could do on a computer, it's hard.
It's near impossible nowadays because of the CGI. When I watched that New Year's presentation out of Seattle, remember that you guys had this one off the Space Needle that had floating fish in the air. It had all of these. My jaw dropped when I watched the New Year's specials last year, and everybody had all that laser, the laser CGI laser, all these special weird. Oh my god, holograms. These amazing fucking holograms in the air. I said, oh my God, we're done. The UFO world is on its fucking head because you cannot tell anymore. This was done live. You had fish floating in front of the, I'm like, oh no. Oh no, this is where technology's at. You can't tell nothing. There could be, someone come up to me and says, hey, the government's doing laser holograms in the sky. I'm going to say, yeah. I've seen it on New Year's fucking night at the Space Needle. Yeah, absolutely. Now, is this thing a hologram? Easily a hologram.
I think it is a kite.
It could be a kite. When I was in Bali. I was staying in Bali in a town called Ubud, and they had a kite contest. They had all these villagers got together. And guys, they built these monster kites, dragon kites, with long tails. And they had you guys can Google it, like hundreds of guys pulling the rope and moving the rope high in the sky. It looked beautiful, all these monster kites. This could be, where they say it was? I mean, this could be Bali, and it could be one of them kites. Easily looked like one of them. But it was really, really far up. That one's really, really far up. Whatever it is. I don't know, man. I would not put my life savings on it. There you go.
I'm gonna
I like looking at them.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to this, but I want to show a little respect for one of our old friends. A lot of people probably don't know him. We were good friends with Grandpa's World. I actually sent him an email because our friend Grandpa's World haven't posted a video in 4 weeks.
Oh, make sure he's okay. Make sure he's okay.
I sent him an email trying to find out. I want to know if he's okay. He's our friend. He's I know a lot of you guys don't know who Grandpa's World is. This guy, I just want to tell you guys, he posts alien stories that he's learned throughout his life. You know, and he doesn't care if people laugh at him, make fun of him, doesn't care. He's a lovable guy, and he loves to post stories, and we love sometimes playing his stories. They're only a minute long. They're only like 2 minute longs, but guy, man, he's an awesome person. I think you guys, hopefully he's all right. I don't want, we love the guy, and I don't want to see him hurt. That's why I emailed him and said, hey, buddy, you're all right. You're part of the family and all that. So I'm hoping that there's nothing wrong with them, but for him, I think it's time, guys. We haven't done this in a while.
Yay.
I think it's time for Grandpa's theme.
Yeah.
All right, we haven't done Grandpa's Word in a while, and I want to give my friend a good, respect here. Let's see here, Bob. It says Derek told Lee a serial killer who is FBI and Amy replaced was abducted by aliens. Okay, let's go to this one here. Hold on.
Okay.
This one's called Amy Reliance was abducted by aliens. They returned her that day 500 miles away. Here. Her hair had grown. Okay. So guys, this is Grandpa's World. This is a lot of you are newer here. This is something that we used to play on our show. They're only a minute long. We like to hear a story and we kind of talk about a story. So here we go. Our good friend from Grandpa's World. Here we go, buddy.
Yeah.
Welcome to Grandpa's World. They were in a UFO story on Amy Rylance. She was sleeping just fine in her bed when the aliens brought her through her window into their ship. Her friend had just come into the room and saw this happen to her. Keith and his wife Amy was spending the night with Petra Heller. That's a good tongue twister. She was their business partner on their new property called the Whispering Wind Winery. It was late when Keith decided to call it a night and went to bed, leaving Amy there watching the television. Petra was in her room. Amy fell asleep there on the couch in the front room. Petra woke up and went to the front room where Amy was, and Petra saw a beam of light coming through the window above Amy. It picked Amy up, took her through the window, and carried her away. Petra screamed and fainted. Keith woke up from Petra's scream and raced out the bedroom. Petra was incoherent. Keith went looking for Amy outside but couldn't find her. Petra told Keith that she saw, but he didn't believe her. He looked for Amy until midnight, then he called the police. By the time the police got there, he had listened again to Petra and then believed her. The police looked for her, took samples, notes, like the flowers near the window were dying. While the police were still on the property, they looked for her. She called Keith. She was 500 miles away from home at a gas station, dehydrated and confused. A woman who had found Amy took her to the hospital. The police went there to ask her questions. Amy told them Petra had already said basically what happened, how the aliens came and brought her into the ship. She woke up sitting on a table. That's when she heard a male voice comforting her, telling her she was safe, and they said they would leave her close to her home. That's when she found herself on the ground with the woman taking her to the hospital. Amy was in good shape, so the hospital released her. Keith and Petra would be up the next day to get her, so the police put Amy in the hotel. Amy had face marks on her. Her hair was very dark. Her legs looked like she had to shave for days. Keith and Amy and Petra left the hotel, claiming that the men in black had followed them, and they no longer would be staying at the winery and wouldn't stay where they're living now. So that's the end for today. Have a good one. We'll see you later.
All right. So what do you think of that story?
I think it was wonderful. It sounds pretty traditional. They usually get picked up, taken a distance away from their house, and then they have no memory of anything. You know, so you got to ask yourself, were they roofied? I mean, they remember being in their house. It's a lot of iffies on that one. Then they go through that hypnosis, whatever, suppression, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden they start remembering little green men. It's questionable, but it's common. It's a common story. It's not unusual at all to hear that. Now, did they check her for implants? Did they remove tissue from a fetus? Was she aborted? I mean, you know, there's 1,000 things. It's left up in the air. I want to know about it. I'm curious about this abduction. Like most abductions. Always the ladies with the pulled out of their window. It's kind of, I don't know. I feel bad for them. What do you think?
I mean, you never know, right? I mean, you hear so many stories, you know, not every single one's going to be even close to being true, but it does sound a lot like a lot of the other ones. So
they always sound like a Bill Cosby date. I mean, they do. They always sound like some kind of Bill Cosby a nightmare date, and they're like roofied and all these. But you know, I don't know. Maybe she met up with Bill Cosby. That's what could have happened, and she woke up in a phone booth, thousands of miles away, or 500 miles away, or something. That could be it too. We got to look at all of the angles here, people. Think of Bill Cosby in these abduction scenarios.
He sent me a UFO video from Canada, receive on my channel, but I think he deleted it off because now I can't click on it.
Oh.
Is he saying it's I receive on my channel? Did you actually delete, or did somebody else delete that out of the regular check? You know, StreamYard keeps it. Because I wasn't going to click on it, but it says message deleted, a message retracted. I want to check that video out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some sort of UFO. You can look up UFOs. There's hundreds of them now.
Well, this is an old article, but you know, our good friend, guys, Tom DeLonge. Tom DeLonge, right? I was just looking at UFO stuff, and I just saw this. I just saw this article. It's 3 years old, but it says Tom DeLonge is about to reveal an alien conspiracy. Blank 182 singer suggests after receiving a UFO award. Now, when I saw that title, first of all, I got to ask everybody. I was asked to remove it. Oh, that sucks. Okay, no problem. No problem. I didn't know there's a UFO award. Is there a UFO award that's given to people?
Are they receiving awards now for getting fucking CGI, good CGI footage in this? Oh, come on. Tom DeLonge is a fraud. Now, I like Blank 182. I like Angels and Airways. And I somehow I know he's in on some information, guarantee you. But the motherfucker is as government as it. I mean, misinformation, information, whatever you want to call it. The biggest fucking him and Dr. fucking Greer, the other ones. It's like, come on, man. He's got Eric. It's called the Academy. Why don't you type it in? Well, we're going to go Tom DeLonge. Type in Academy to the Stars.
Well, before we do that, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's see in this article what is an UFO award. Let's see if it explains what this award is. Tom DeLonge could be about to expose an alien conspiracy he has suggested. Receiving an award for being Researcher of the Year. Oh, wow. He's Researcher of the Year, people.
What year is this? What year is this, though? What article?
I told you it's an older article.
That's why. Okay.
It's 2017.
Yeah, he's quiet now.
It just attracted my eye because I've never heard of a UFO award.
He's quiet now, by the way.
So you got Researcher of the Year in 2017. I didn't know they give out awards. I mean, what's the what do you need to qualify to get your name in the running for an award? Do I got to have a lot of video footages? I mean, is Tom DeLonge just the luckiest guy on this planet that's able to get all this footages? Or does he use his power to go to big satellite companies and say, what do you got for me? How do you get yourself an award?
Well, because of his involvement. Now, if you type in Academy to the Stars, that's him. He owns that organization. That's the organization, Eric, that got the award. It's the Academy to the Stars. It's a non-profit, just like the International Mandela Effect, whatever society bullshit, non-profit making fucking non-profit money. So whatever the books that they write are tax exempt because it's like a religion.
Telling the stories of tomorrow and today.
There it is. This is Tom DeLonge's site. See? Academy to the Stars. We can do the show on him. There's so much fucking information on this guy.
And we keep inviting him to the show.
Yeah.
He keeps declining to come on to the show.
He's stupid if he doesn't want to come on the show. I mean, one day he and I are going to have a face-to-face and he'll be like, oh, yeah, you stupid fuck. You should have said yes a long time ago. A whole lot of motherfuckers are going to face up with Robert Wood. But anyway, that's not here or there. But this guy, Eric, Tom DeLonge with the Academy to the Stars, it's a non-profit thingy.
We have a UFO award. Oh, have you received an award or do you give an award? Because I want an award.
Is it come in the form of a lap dance? Because I only accept lap dance awards.
Or is it like nowadays with Pop Warners and Little Leagues that everybody gets a trophy no matter what? You could be last place and you're gonna get a trophy. So if you're part of the Tom Luck group, do you automatically just get an award because you're part of it now?
Yeah, KB, I see what you're saying down there. He put up there. It's interesting. Yeah, DeLong is a Freemason. Look at it. Yeah. Here's the thing. Now, I'll tell everybody, guys, I was in Freemasonry. I am still Freemason. I just haven't went to the lodge since 2000.
Award.
Yeah. Remember, there's different levels, and different levels have different sets of information that you're allowed to have. But mostly Freemasonry is for nepotism. It's for the jobs. I mean, these guys aren't smart. Believe me. They're dum-dums. They're just patting each other on the back for job hookups and certain things they get out of, like tickets and stuff. You know, it's whatever. Nothing to do with that. Now, with Tom DeLonge, it's also about money and commerce. And Tom DeLonge is, in fact, Freemason. Yes, 100. He wears the symbols. He has it. He's proud of it. But also, Tom DeLonge, people don't realize he's got what they call that phenomenon Mandela effect. He's got it. And he secretly puts out little bit of things in his music. But at the same time, again, he's part of the nonprofit whatever academy. And it asks for donations. It asks for money. So his organization does ask for money. And it's taxable. So it's all about the money.
Nightmare 365 wrote, we have been calling Tom DeLonge a show a long time. Did a show on it.
Of course
we have done a lot of shows on UFOs, and we have called out Tom DeLonge long time ago. We even went to the website where we requested him to come on the show.
Yeah, I don't hate him. Here's the thing. I was in the government. I was in a little sector. I don't hate him for what he's doing. He's only doing his job. And his job is to be exactly what he's doing. So you're not going to get any information. Whatever's trickled down out of there from the government, will give him this much. Tom, give him this much, Tom. Okay, he'll give you just a little bit. He puts the breadcrumbs out. And Hansel and Gretel, he's the guy that puts the breadcrumbs out for all of the ufologists to follow. Hilarious. Like the guy though, I like his music. He's just what he is, a fucking shit. Non-profit shill at that, but he makes a lot of profit off his music, though. Makes a lot of profit off his music.
So our friend sent me, got the video. This is one. It's called.
Okay, cool.
This one's called UFOs filmed in Canada, July 2016. But right before I play it, I'm gonna go back to that Tom, whatever his name is, the fucking guy's name is. Where is the Start Academy? And see here. Okay, there's press, general press. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna okay, Tom DeLonge. Is that how you spell his fucking name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, his fake name, but yeah. Yeah.
We would like to invite you to be part of the Gypsy Road Show. So
the big
please
show on the web.
Please email me back. Oh, you're not seeing me. Oh, you're not. Oh, so what I'm doing is I'm actually emailing the guy right now. So email me back so I can book you on the number one most open-minded show on YouTube.
Yes.
On YouTube. And then I'll write, could be your friend. I'll put my name. And then he can email me back. Here we go.
Now, okay. I was going to give you the military way of putting it, but
what's that?
You're supposed to put respectfully requesting.
Oh, fuck that.
Your presence. The military certified shit way. He would have looked at this is military. Oh, but that's okay. He'll look at us, he'll say, these guys are the best ever, and he'll come on the show. I believe so.
He asked them a long time ago before, and they never respond back because they're too good for us. Love it. Keep up the great work. I do not hate him either. Favorite band.
I love his music. I love the guy. You can't hate him.
I thought the title said Alice in Wonderland. Don't know that man. Greetings from South Carolina. Danny's here. I knew it.
Time. Oh yeah, I was in Freemasonry. Oh, absolutely, yeah. And the wrong impression about Freemasonry. Like, it is the biggest lie. I'm like, these guys actually believe all of these weird things. These guys, there's nobody in there that fucking smart, that important. Nobody. These guys can't fucking find their way out of a paper bag. That's why they joined Freemasonry, so they can help each other out of the paper bag. That's the best way to describe it.
Well, let's take a look at this UFO film in Canada, July 2016.
It's fucking disappearing again. I'm videotaping it. I'm in my fucking bare feet. Dude, that's the same fucking ship. Look it's gonna disappear into that thing again.
I believe this one.
And it won't come up the top.
Yeah. I'd put my bet on this one. Yeah.
The moon's over that area of the sky. There, it's gone. Keep an eye.
Oh, there it is.
It's
that I believe.
Appearing again.
That's exactly how I see them too in the binoculars.
I'm videotaping it. I'm in my fucking bare feet. Dude, that's the same fucking ship. Look, it's gonna disappear into that thing again. And it won't come up the top. If it was the moon, it would keep going up.
What were those two dots? See those other two dots on the bottom?
Yeah. See, that's real. That's real. That I said I would put money on that one. I would say, yeah. Is it real? Is it fake? I'll shift my money over. Real.
Where are those two colors? Watch. There's two colors on the bottom that appears. Oh, right there. You see the green?
Yeah.
And then there was a red one that appears too. Hold on. Up right there. There's a green and a red. What's neat about that is if you sit there and say, hey, that could be a car. But the thing is, there's two different colors. One's green and one's red. Oh, what did he say? Hold on. Chasing. The video only literally shows the light at the bottom of what they said had to be a mothership, as big as field behind the witness house. Okay. Thanks for letting us know. But
now, when I say I believe it's an unidentified flying object, I didn't say it was an alien. I said it was an unidentified flying object. I would bet on that as a yes. This is not CGI. This is real. So that was real.
Oh yeah,
as an unidentified flying object.
I mean, Bob, you said it. You said it perfectly. I mean, you're not saying that anything that we're not saying none of these UFOs are aliens. They're just unidentified objects that we cannot determine. So everything you see,
unidentified.
Everything you see in the sky is a UFO. I mean, even a kite.
It's an unidentified
flying object. If you don't know exactly what it is, it technically is a UFO.
Well, there's a new name for it. There's a new name for it. I forgot the new name.
UAP. Hold on.
The new name for it. It's not UFO anymore.
New name for UFO.
Unidentified.
UAP. Oh yeah, it is UAP. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. Here, I typed it in.
Remember, start using the new name. Unidentified
UFOs or UAP? What's the difference and why? Let's see here. Let's click on it.
Unidentified aerial.
What's the difference and why are people talking about them? UFOs exist. Well, of course, they're unidentified flying objects. Of course they exist. But can experts explain where they come from and who's flying them? Well, that's the $1 million question. Let me see. Where is it talk about? Here we go. UFO really means unidentified flying objects. But even that name has changed. Many experts now call them UAP, unexplained aerial phenomena.
Yeah. I understand. But you know why? People don't understand why they call it that. The reason why there's another reason why they're calling that. Because they used to call them, guys, this is, I agree with the government. What you don't understand is your unidentified flying object, which means you've identified it as an object that's a physical thing that's actually flying. Now we don't have that. We've got technology where people can send laser images up to the sky. You've got those. You've got like CGI on computers. So it's unidentified aerial phenomenon, which means it could be a projection. Understand that. It could be it could be the Batman signal, right? It could be the Batman signal. No, Batman signal is an unidentified aerial phenomenon, not a flying object. That's why because of the technology we have, they had to switch the name. And I agree with it. I have to agree with it. I'm like, yeah. But I will say, if there's an object that I know is flying, like, I'll say that's a UFO. That's an unidentified flying object. And then if I see an object, like I've seen where there's like an orange, it looked like fire, like an orange ball of fucking fire that got big and expanded and just popped out of view. I'm like, man, with a witness, I'm like, did you fucking see that? It looked like a ball of fire in the sky. That's an unidentified aerial phenomenon. There's the difference between the two. So I hope a lot of you guys that are kind of into the UFO thing start learning how to use the new terminology. Don't give in to the government shield program. Nah, man, it's more accurate. I'm using it myself. I understand exactly why they're doing that. So just throwing it at you guys. Yeah, unidentified aerial phenomenon, because we've got so many things in the sky. Fuck. What is that? Is that a projector? Is that a drone? Moon? What is that? A cloud? The fuck is that? A star? Oh God, it's a headache now. But oh well, this is where we are now in this day and age.
It's well, interesting stuff. I mean,
yeah.
The title of the show, where I got it from, just so everybody know, I didn't make up that title. I wish I did, but I didn't.
No.
I found this article. It's called "The U.S. is Not Alone in Wondering If We Are Alone." On the heels, U.S. government reports about sightings by military pilots cannot be fully explained, which, okay, no duh. Expert says America is not the only country fascinated by UFOs. I mean, technically, no duh. I was looking at some of this, but experts say the higher interest in UFOs and what might be out there, it's just not an American phenomenon, that is truly more global in nature. From Europe, China, from Russia to Australia, public interest in UFOs are very, observers say. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, you go outside, right? You go outside. I mean, you go outside, you see outside, and you see the sky. Even when in regular airplanes, I live by the airport. So I got to be very careful when I look up in the skies, because I live next to an airport. Okay. But you look up in the sky. You always do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, Chasing the Truth, Shawn G. Yeah. I do shows Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Chasing the Truth. Any day you want to come on, tell me, Eric. I'll come on a Wednesday. I'll come on a Friday. We'll boom it. I love to hear your stories. I want to hear your stories of everything you've heard throughout the years of UFOs. I mean, let me see here. What while 143 of the 144 sightings studied by the government remained unexplained. Well, otherwise they wouldn't be a UFO or a UAP if you couldn't explain.
Yeah, they are unexplained.
So if you explain them, then they can't be a UFO. So
no. They've been explained then.
they are still not classified as being out of this world. In fact, the report does not use the words alien or UFOs. UAPs have nothing to do with being ETs at the moment. They're just trying to identify. Now, once they get identified as an object from outer space, then you can talk ET. But we haven't even got that far. I mean, it's
no.
I mean, it's, and let me see here. The difference between the countries show the Americans' interest in UFOs is likely not insulated. Russia, Mexico, and China, all reaching at least 60%, had highest rates of beliefs in intelligent life on other planets. 13 countries, include Canada and Italy, had higher percentage than the U.S., which came in at 45%, according to Galaxy whatever fucking does that research. The Netherlands 28%, Indonesia 34%, Turkey 36%, South Africa 36%, and all had the lowest rates among countries surveyed.
Yeah. Now, guys, I want to make sure we understand. I know a lot of people that are flat earthers. I respect you guys. Also, they're more spiritualists. So if you think that those are fallen angels or they are in fact angels, that's on the table. So don't ever be embarrassed in the sidebar if you're somebody religious. Now we got our buddy Connor, diehard. So he's convinced they come from underground, which is on the table, or beyond the ice wall. That's also debatable. So you guys are welcome to say that. Don't sit there and be intimidated and think, well, they just come from outer space because NASA says it's their planets up there. If that's not your cup of tea, don't worry about that. Come on in and say, hey, I think that they're angels. Okay, cool. Let's talk about that. I think that they're fallen angels, that they're demons showing themselves. The jinn, that's cool too. Eric and I are like, absolutely. Bring that information in. Let's have that discussion because, again, we're open to everything. I don't want anybody feeling like, well, this, don't get upset. Come in here and say, hey, I think they're honestly fucking fallen angels. All right, let's have that discussion. Absolutely.
Guys, the biggest skeptic is actually my son upstairs who's 16.
Yeah, he's good.
He's awesome, man. I don't know how we got on the subject. It happened last week about aliens, whatever. Like if we've been aliens, he goes, Dad.
Yeah.
I asked him, so Oliver, why don't believe in aliens? Because if they existed, they would have already been on this planet and they're already walking around. Because after billion years, they would have already populated all the planets. And he goes, well, what about us? Well, we haven't lived a billion years yet. Once humans have been living at least a billion years, we will be on all the planets. Our DNA, I'm like, okay. Okay.
Or they're already here and been here and we're new. We're new, they're old. And then they have stealth technology because they have stealth technology now. The United States government are working on stealth technology. They're even talking about Bigfoot being able to make himself invisible. Absolutely. There is evidence. People talk about these UFOs are cloaking themselves as clouds. So there's a lot of anomaly. Eric, you should look up maybe UFO cloud shapes.
I'll do that.
That's a big one now.
Sketches wrote, a lot of people said they come from the ocean. There was a great movie
from the ocean.
There was a great movie called The Abyss about the aliens coming from underneath. Okay, let me see here. Spaceships cloak as clouds.
Clouds, yeah.
There's
a lot of them.
Spaceships.
And I'm going to give that a lot of credence. I actually am leaning a little bit more to the cloud cloaking because of what I've seen. I've seen weird shaped clouds with angles that it can't have. Moisture doesn't form itself with corners. But I've seen objects that look like it has unusual shapes, these clouds. I'm like, yeah, 99.9% that's a cloud, but damn if that don't look like something else. It's unusual.
Mysterious tubular clouds defy explanations. Mysterious end of times clouds phenomenon spotted in Costa Rica.
Oh, they're so weird, dude. I have never seen. I've taken a paleoclimatology. Hey guys, that's old. Back when. I can't explain these clouds. They're like these guys are trying to come up with these new theories about rising heat and lowering cold and 1,000 different things they're trying to say. I'm like, I guess. What the fuck is that? What is that? Seen these weird clouds, And then Eric, you live by the airport. I've worked at the airport. I've worked, guys, at an aerospace museum. I know how the plane traffic works, and I've seen these grids in the sky. They call them the chemtrail planes, which to me they are UFOs. But anyway, making these cross patterns, they're impossible. Or they say they're the ones who created it, or they just formed these weird checkered squares in the sky.
Looks like Chasing the Truth is gonna move a few things. He's gonna jump on with us. Which is cool. We'll talk some more.
UFOs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Talking about the museum, it's cool because we started. We were driving my son to school. It's like, oh, it looks like it's about to start to rain for once. He's like, yeah, it's cool. If it rains, we'll just sit underneath the airplane, block the rain.
Yeah, I used to.
It's just so cool that their whole thing's covered with airplanes. So
yeah, I used to eat lunch underneath the wings every day of the planes. Yeah. So these weird clouds, guys, lately have really, really. And I've seen objects. I've seen unidentified flying objects or unidentified aerial phenomenon, like a flying cloud that's fast, is moving fast. A cloud that's moving faster than the other clouds go up and do a vertical thing into a much weirder shaped cloud. And I said, what was that? What the hell was that? That was a unidentified aerial phenomenon, which means I don't know what the fuck just happened. I'm not calling it an alien. What is that? But here we go with this. These are huge now. These are huge. Never ever seen them so much as I've seen them just presently with these aerial phenomenon cloud things. You probably find hundreds of them.
Yeah, I mean, you got some rainbow colors. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, there's always an explanation for it. We're not going to call it anything that unusual.
And then you got that color again.
Yeah.
And then you got the penis rocket ships.
Penis rocket. There we go. Is that on Bezos? Is that Bezos rocket?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still trying to get his wings. Yeah, they stripped his astronaut wings from him. He's upset. Or no, was it him or Bronson? I think Bronson got his wings stripped.
Do you remember Sequest? Oh, yeah, I remember the Sequest TV show.
Yeah,
it was that actor from Jaws. Our brother used to love that show. I mean, he was a diehard. He has like all the seasons on CD.
Everything that Mike has ever watched, our older brother, is now relevant. I used to think it was silly, and now it's all relevant. The Sequest, he was always into all the shows. And I'm like, those kind of shows. Like, my God, if he was here right now, he'd have a field day.
This is only 30 seconds. It says, would you go upstairs? I'm curious what this is.
Oh, what is it?
Go up these stairs.
Yeah.
After midnight. Yeah. Knowing it's haunted up there.
Sure.
And I got
you and I would.
Yeah.
You're like, we'll go up there.
I'll run upstairs.
Black until I said, "Do not touch me." Would you? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And then he has a
yes.
What's haunting these stairs? I want to hear.
About 20 years ago, I came home from a clinical at a hospital, and came home to this very staircase about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I climbed up these stairs, half tired, half asleep. And I saw at the top of these stairs a little 5-foot tall older woman dressed in 1800s garb looking down at me. And I'm wondering, who the hell are you?
You know, I like what I like about that, you know, saying it's 5 foot, you know, not going 6 foot, you know, that, you know, because it's been proven that people back in the older you know, they were a little smaller, you know, people are seeing it taller now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
People are getting a lot taller now. So
he gave that detail. Yeah.
What? I'm curious. This is 37 seconds. What is this? What is the...
All right, last story about this staircase, but there's many, many others about it. But in this series, I took a picture on the thumbnail that you see on the video at the first of this particular staircase. Something standing in the door. But as I was rolling down the hallway to take a picture of this staircase, I heard something say, "Do you want to take a picture of me?"
Oh, wow.
And then after I started looking at the photograph, it was standing there waving at me.
Well, there it is. That's the photograph. Let's see. Oh, hold on. If I escape, can I make it bigger? There we go.
I don't see nothing.
Yeah, if you look down, you can see, like, I can see it. It looks like eyes and there's a mouth.
Yeah, I see that, like an alien. I see an alien then.
I know. It almost looks like an alien. That's what's cool. I like it.
Remember, I'm one of the rare people that think that there are no such thing as ghosts, that they are, in fact, jinn pretending to be humans. They're just feeding off your energy, like, 'cause that's what they do for fun.
What is this gas lines?
If you live in the southeastern United States, heads up, gas prices are going to go up.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a regional emergency that the pipeline for the southeastern United States is down.
What? When is this? What year is this, though? That's probably old.
4 months ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I imagine the gas line's down because of the storms. Wait.
Oh, there he is.
If that's 4 months ago, then
yeah, that 4 months ago was when the gas lines got hacked.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yes.
And literally after that, the meat packing plants got hacked and prices went skyrocketing. Yeah, there you go. So,
yes, they got hacked. It's ironic because all of a sudden the meat prices went up after that. If they remember, they were talking about the meat prices going up. And I'm like, why? Because they got hacked. So what does that have to do with the meat prices going up? But yeah.
Well, according to the White House, the grocery prices are, on average the same if you remove chicken, poultry, fish, beef prices. You remove all of those prices out of it, the rest of the grocery bill is the same. So
yeah, over here in England, the prices went up on some things for a while when they had the mandatory shots because the truck drivers were driving from England over to Europe side. And when they got there, their rules were more strict. All the trucks stopped all along the way because none of them had their shots. And so they had hired all of these walking nurses, obviously their assistants, nurses, giving out shots to all these truck drivers before they can go pick up goods for England.
You gotta be kidding. Well, did you see that recent last couple 24 hours? Some New York nurses from I think a baby unit are going on strike because they're going to get fired because they're not wanting the jab.
Yeah, that's already been happening in Washington. And then I know today on the news, the government is now saying if you're a contractor that works job with government stuff, you have to be protected too and all that. So
yeah,
but you know what, Bob? that stuff gets us kicked off YouTube. We're
Yeah, you can't
say
really
this, though.
say, you got to go like Coke 45 or something like
Yeah.
that.
you gotta go. So
I
I
always
want
say
to
to
ask you.
people,
So,
but I always say, hold on. I'm gonna say this first. I know you don't like it, but I don't mind. I fucking don't care. It's a video game to me. Unless you're ineligible, and I always put this, I stress this to people. There's always a backdoor when you're hacking. There's always a backdoor out of things. Unless you're ineligible, then you have the disability laws on your side. You have to remember you're ineligible. Yeah.
But the only thing about that, you could be eligible or you can use religion, but then you have to get tested yourself every single week, and that could be a pain in the ass. You got to go in.
It's free.
Do all that.
It's free. Every store has a free box. You can get you have a checking box. They call it for checking. It's free. You can get stacks of them for free, and you just do a swab every week, and you hand it in your workplace, and people are like, okay, have a nice day. And so it's doable. So I want everyone, we're not going to talk about it anymore, but don't stress it. Don't raise up anything. There is a backdoor way. It's called you're ineligible. And that's, just do the ineligible thing. You're Mormon, you're Ashkenazi Jew, there's always these religions. You can be anybody religion you want. Grow a beard.
Identify being jabbed already. So,
Yeah.
I have a question. So, Shawn, these stairs. So you live in
There's
this
stairs.
You live in this house. What's the history in this house?
Yes.
Why you think it's haunted? I mean, I'm not saying it is haunted, but what do you think why it's haunted?
Okay, so the stairs, the 2 staircase videos there were referring to this story. The one, would you go upstairs? What's haunting these stairs? There was an old, I was living here during my college days when I was going to respiratory therapy, and I came home about 1 a.m. after doing a clinical over at a hospital in Northeast Tennessee. Walked in, and everything was dark. Above those stairs, right at the top left, there is a window that is illuminated the staircase by the outside street lamps. So, I never turned on the lights, and I literally, that one too. But literally just, come in. My grandparents were still living here, and actually in this bedroom I'm in right now, they were asleep. So I walk in, creaking, trying to be as quiet as a mouse. We'll walk upstairs, get 3 steps up the stairs, look up, and there's this little lady looking down at me, dressed in a 1800s period clothing, looked like she's about ready to go to church. Hair up in a bun, looking down at me, blocking out the light from the window. Can't see the window for her. And I'm looking at her and going, what the hell am I seeing? Who the hell is that? And she's looking at me like, who the hell are you?
Oh, wow.
And I had a good long 10, 15 seconds. I don't know why in the world I didn't cry out like a little girl. But right at the bottom of that staircase is a serial switch that you can flip on. And I was just slightly too far up the staircase to reach it. So I had to look back and boom, flip it on, look back up, and she's gone.
May I ask what state you live in? You tell me your address.
Oh, yeah. I'm on Virginia. It's about 15 minutes from
So there's a lot of Civil War action basically in your area.
Oh, yeah, there used to be a lot. Back in the 70s, I remember the last Civil War heroes from the Confederates. They were still living. They were old men by then. But I remember they had a big get-together in downtown. So there's some Civil War history around here. Sure.
Wow.
But this is over a century-old house, and there's been a lot of people die. A couple of my own family members have passed away in here. God rest their souls. But when I was going to college, I'd work a full-time job and go to college over full-time hours and clinicals and whatnot. Sundays were usually my days to sleep in. So Sunday morning, I'm asleep. Nobody's in the house. Everybody's doing church. Oh, yeah. We're talking UFOs, aren't we? We're not talking ghost, are we?
Oh, no. Everything's a go, especially this story.
Okay.
You got to see an actual... Now, this was not a residual... This was somebody with a thinking. This was a woman with a thinking mind, right?
Yeah.
Or was she just a phantom?
Everybody in my has ever been in this house has been seen shadows, creatures, the whole 9 yards. But reference the story, I'd wake up one morning, Sunday morning, and my grandfather always played these little transistor radios and had left them all over the house, and they were always playing gospel music. So I heard this little lady singing a hymn, you know, that little see-songy hymnal, kind of how you sing a song. I was like, well, Papa's done left that radio on. So I fall back asleep listening to this woman singing. And couldn't make out what she was singing. So I fall back asleep, and I hear my grandparents come home, and I was like, well, I got to get up anyway. I'm hungry. And Granny had KFC, you know, she brought from Sunday dinner. So I'll run down, and I couldn't hear the radio, and I asked her, I said, did Papa leave the transistor radio on? You turn it off? She said, no, you have to ask George. So Papa popped up behind me in the dining room. I said, Papa, where's that little yellow transistor radio? He said, why? I said, it was on. I said, no, it wasn't. I said, well, something was on in here singing gospel tune. And he, like magic, reaches behind the doorway, pulls out this little radio. He said, you mean this thing? I said, you must be nuts, son. But I have seen and heard all sorts of stuff. And even Miss T in the chat, she's came here and heard, she woke me up in the middle of the night saying, there's two women whispering out in the hallway. And I was like, don't worry about it. And she wakes me up again. No, there's two people whispering in the hallway. So yeah, she can attest to that, and she's actually got more of a discernment than I do with all this, you know, connection I've had after my near-death experience. I come back with all kinds of crazy.
Always the near-death. Always the near-death.
Well, actually, if you know Dogman Kim's, John Bell, have you heard him? I was on the phone with him for about 2.5 hours, and we were talking about my near-death experience. He was quizzing me left and right on that. And there is so much that has changed for me. It's like I woke up another me in another body. We had, I had, Stan Dale on my show last Saturday night. And we were talking my little aspects about the near-death experience. I told him about some of the junk that I have noticed that's different.
Dude.
Oh, yeah. Mandela effect out the yang. Here at this house, I remember distinctly, I have very fond memories. Miss T said, he said there's probably two women talking on the walk outside. All right, at 4 a.m. So anyway, I remember distinctly after my near-death experience, which was caused by I lost my left leg and had it amputated, and I was in the hospital for 3 months. Come back, and I was in a recovery mode, and my grandparent and my aunt lived here at the time, and I was blessed with some people gave a damn about me. Said, okay, Shawn, come on and live here for a while. Which here I am still 6 years later, thank God. But I was looking out the back window, and I was like, where are those gooseberry bushes that was there when I was when you remember when we were playing croquet around those gooseberry bushes? And I have distinct memories of picking those berries too early, and be as tart and sour as all get out. And one of my family members said, what gooseberry bushes are you talking about? I said, the ones that we had in the backyard there. Yeah. We never had gooseberry bushes out there. I was like, oh shit, really?
Yeah.
And told Stan Dale this, and I said there was another one, another weird difference. My father passed away the morning of when I was discharged after 3 months of the hospital stay, and we had his funeral a few weeks after because there was an ice storm and they couldn't break ground because the ground was frozen. But when we went to, had him interred into the ground, he was buried next to my uncle, and now my late brother is buried next to him. Where that plot was that day was in a total different spot in that cemetery. When I remember before, it was, the way it was set up was a horseshoe. Like a gravel drive into it. It's a coal miner's display kind of cemetery. And I remember it being up where we were parked at the if you look at the bow of the horseshoe, I was on the left side of where the ending of the horseshoe would be as you enter.
Yeah.
I thought it was right there next to it.
I'm curious about this. Instead of losing an arm and a leg, Shawn just lost a leg. He was able to negotiate. How do you negotiate a body part? You want? I'm not making fun of nothing, but I know you want to keep.
She actually bought me a T-shirt with that saying on it.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got a crazy sense of humor. I love her for death.
That's good. Okay, I got it. Yeah,
I like it. Even I was curious. Like, what?
Well, see, you're not alone.
I've got another one that she bought. Says, "What are you looking at, you two-legged freak?"
Very cool. Good sense of humor. You know, your phenomenon is it's being felt by a lot of people, so you don't need to be alone. Eric and I, he's my brother my whole life, but he and I are still having conversations. That ain't what happened, dude. That ain't how it happened. No, that ain't how it happened. Eric and I are having these weird, we always use the same basic one without going into details. Like, I went off a 100-foot cliff straight down with my cousin and my uncle. I come out fine. I come back to camp. Eric and I went fishing. Vivid, clear fishing. Clear. My great uncle, I caught a big ass, weird looking coelacanth looking fish. My uncle says, we don't eat those. I look over at Eric's like, he's a little kid going, we had to throw it back in the water. All of a sudden I go, Eric goes, what are you talking about fishing, man? That's when you and me are behind the tree and I shot Big John's window out on a Volkswagen. I said, you didn't shoot no window. What are you talking about shooting a window? Eric, I shot a window. You did not shoot no window on that day. I know what happened. Eric and I have different memories with different things and at the same time the same ones. And then I've had experiences with other people that the same way. Everything's the same. All of a sudden, no, that ain't how it happened, dude. No. Places have changed. Objects have moved. Areas have changed. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm not crazy. But yeah, you're experiencing a lot of phenomenon. That's good you have someone to talk to about it.
Well, the other thing of it is my sense of time. My perception of time is in fast forward. I never have a slow moment. It's always one, as soon as I wake up, it's light, and it's like a second later, it's dark. I'm ready to go back to bed. A week is like a second, is like a year, is like 6 years. It's like I just woke up in the bed with two ladies over top of me praying, two nurses, and like, oh, okay. I have had all kinds of phenomenon. Even when I was a respiratory therapist, I had two near-death experiencers that I just revived and told me their near-death experience. One little lady was one of those instant introductions and a trial by fire kind of deal, and I was just literally weeks into professionally working as a respiratory therapist. And a code was called in the ICU unit, and this little 95-pound soaking wet lady was flatlined. She was dead right there.
Wow.
So we started doing our code thing. Everybody was organized. It looks like an organized chaos kind of thing. And now, of course, here I am ambooing her, using a bag mask thing to help her breathe. We revived her. She never went on the ventilator for, I can tell you, but it's just a long fork in the road on this story. But the next day I come in to do an EKG on her, heart tracing. And I know that she didn't know who the hell I was because she was never conscious during that entire night. So I introduced myself like she never knew me. I said, hey, I'm Shawn. I got to explain the intricacies of, doing an EKG on a female where I'm a male. And she said, you were there last night. I said, yeah, I was working here last night. She said, yeah, you were helping me breathe last night. And I was like, oh, how do you know that? She said, and then she started pointing out everybody in the ICU unit. This person was doing this. This person was taking notes. This person was, and then she even pointed out there was a lady there was a trend back in the 80s, 90s, and prior to that, wearing nightingale nursing hats. and it was fading out as the time I was starting to work. And there's only a handful of nurses that I knew that actually wore those nightingale hats, on the job.
Yeah.
And she said that lady with the nursing cap isn't here tonight, but she was there last night. I was like, holy cow. And I was awestruck, and I just let out, how do you know that? She said, I was floating around above the bed watching you guys.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And here I am, a brand new snot-nosed respiratory therapist getting a holy cow moment going, okay, what did I just sign up to work as?
Wow. And then now you experience the same thing. So now you know what's going on.
Well, I wasn't floating above the bed or anything.
Okay.
I was in a coma for about 10 days. And the first 3 days, they were telling my family, don't have any hope for him surviving this because of, the dire straits I was in with necrotizing fasciitis. That's what took my leg. And, I remember bits and pieces of being there. I remember my father, while he was alive, he died on the, like I said, on the day that I was discharged, being in the waiting room, and my sister being there and a doctor talking to him. My sister sort of mentioned that meeting. My dad was had stroked out, and his ability to talk was very, very severely impaired. But sis was telling me about that, and all of a sudden I was transported back right there, standing behind them, watching it. I was like, wait a minute, I was there.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, but the whole NDE thing, the only person that even heard 1% of it.
Wow.
But yeah, that was heard 1% of it was Miss T. But anyway, I came on here to talk about UFOs. So
let's go UFOs. No, those stories are good though. Those stories are good.
This is UFO thing.
Let's do UFOs. Yeah, what do you got for UFO? What do you think they are? What's your take on unidentified flying objects or unidentified flying phenomenon?
UFOs themselves, I think the ones that are flying around are ours. They're probably stuff that we manufactured ourselves from the technology that we either robbed from, took from, or whatever that created this stuff. I saw a TR-3B above my house back in 2009, reported to New Fork, and this thing floated above my house 5 minutes, silent. I actually look at TR-3B footage, and in the strobe of the red light underneath the TR-3B, is what I look at as, if anybody copies that in a video, I know it's real, because that's what the strobe was, just so unlike anything else, not like a little red top on top of an ambulance or some sort of thing like that. It was just sort of like it phased in and phased out, phased in and phased out.
Let people know what that is. I know what that is. I've already got the triangle in my head. American.
It's a triangle.
You tell people.
It's a triangle about it's got 3 white dots, and in the center, it's usually got a pulsating or a strobing red light, or just a solid red light. The one I saw was a slowly strobing red light, and you could see it on top of an ambulance, sort of, kind of, but that's what really, 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 really gets my goat when I see, well, is that real? Is that CGI? Could that have been a CGI event above my house? I was like, well, why would they stage something like that above my house after I got out of a movie, which that was just the weirdest thing. I just got out of my car and looked up and was like, what the hell was that thing? It was literally just right above a big old oak tree that was
now, was this before the ND or NID?
This was before the ND.
Okay, I want to make sure. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, back in 2009.
Okay.
And I actually pulled out my iPhone. You could hear me describing it and trying to film the damn thing. iPhone caught my audio all damn day long. You can even hear the dogs barking in the background, and there was air conditioning flipping on and flipping off in the background. But it was black. It was blank, the visual. And I was like, okay. And I caught like three frames at the end of it, and you can see fuzzy red something or another in it, but that's about it. And it was
Wow.
just it's amazing. And from that point forward, I've seen all kinds of UFOs. Some, a lot of them, I kind of, threw off and said, "Nah, that couldn't be it." Flashing stuff in the background, way off in the distance, and going, "Well, that might be a swamp gas or some crazy crap like that." But nothing so dramatic as that TR3B.
That'd be weird. Yeah, I haven't. After it was before 2016. I'm gonna be honest with you, nothing. After 2016, oh my God, I'm a believer. I've seen them to the point where it become obnoxious. I'm just like, this is stupid, and I feel. I'm like screaming, can anybody see this object in the sky? It's around. I had this back in California. The biggest one I saw was a big orangish round ball with a black square in the center, and it was spinning. And I said, that's a balloon. It's got to be a balloon. And we waited to be another guy. And I was like, please find a fucking camera before it leaves. And the wind's blowing, didn't fucking budge, man. It was just like almost looking at us. Look at it. Oh, I can't believe this. And then I saw a white tube like 2 days later going by online with Eric Live, a white cylinder just slowly move across the sky where I was at. I was like, I can't believe this, man. This is ridiculously stupid. I can't believe the fucking aerial phenomenon that's going on nowadays. It's everywhere. It's on cameras. Oh, God.
Well, you got that Project Bluebeam from the World War II era. I think that's probably a lot of stuff. All those 100 plus secret satellites that were launched and sort of kind of dropped it. Hey, if it's so secret, why are you announcing we got secret satellites from all over the globe being put up in the atmosphere?
Yeah.
So, okay. So what are they doing? Are they doing weather manipulation? Have they shrunk the HARP technology and put it in the satellites? Can they direct hurricanes?
He has a picture of one of those white tubular ones.
Oh, you got one of the tube ones.
Let's see. Hold on a second. I might have it somewhere. She's got one I can refer to as the Millennium Falcon. The back end of it. I'll have to look at it, but I'm not so great about hunting for this stuff as I'm looking and talking.
No problem. Yeah, there's the white tube. There's the round balls. There's this black triangles, which they think that are American. Then there's the classic disc-looking ones with the little bulb on top, the old UFO style. There's even square. People have seen the square black boxes in the sky.
Yep.
Recently, it's the golden triangles.
That's weird. Miss T, I found that one of the picture she took of a railroad track with a shadow creature floating on top of the railroad track just now. I don't know if she wants me to share that one, but we're talking UFOs. Oh, here we go. I got let me find out. I got another one that might be a UFO, but may not be, but could be related. I'm trying to find that one that we're talking about. Oh, here it is.
Cool.
Just a second. Let me see if I can. Let's see. How big can I get this? And I'll share my screen out and let you see it. Hold on just a second. All right.
Yeah, the golden triangle is the biggest one now. It keeps showing up.
I just want to say Dutchin Chains donated 2 ice creams on D-Live.
Nice.
Donated 2 ice creams. Don't know what all that means yet, but donated 2 ice creams.
I want real ice cream.
Here we go. There you go. I don't know if you can see that. That's the one she took that I referred to.
See the 2 white lines right there.
That's the tube.
Yep, she's got a series of photographs. That's one of the better ones. But yeah, there you go. And hold on just a second. Let me see if I can find the one that I was just talking about. Let me find where that is.
Yeah, I've seen those where they call them the chemtrails. I've seen them playing.
Miss T wrote no. She wrote no.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, let me show you this one now. Oh, wait a minute. Let me unshare before I start sharing something that I don't need to be on there. Here I am sharing it and going, oh, wait a minute. I better not share much here.
What is it?
What the hell is it?
My God. Is this the apocalypse?
Let me share one that actually was I don't know if it's ghost or if it's alien or whatever.
That's fine. Let's figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Let's see. Where's that? Aha, here we go.
Shawn, I'm always curious because I love looking at your channel, but when you do a live show,
yeah,
you have a huge following watching your live shows.
Yeah,
and I'm curious, did you come from like radio or something, and you're just building the YouTube up because you get a lot of great people in your chat when you do your live show?
I started out 3 years ago, and I think I'm YouTube wise, I've got 140 shows on YouTube, but I started out on the Dark Waters channel, and I'm on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I'm on UPRN 107.7 down in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
New
Orleans, baby.
Yes. So, what's left of it? Yes.
Well, the one of the wards, I think number 9 is devastated, and they won't even show that on the news. I heard that the last couple of days.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah, bad. Poor guys, man.
All right, here we go. This is actually off of a project called Dogman Cams, and this is in the middle of the night, and this is out in the middle of the woods in Virginia, Northern Virginia. Where does that light come from?
That's one of those beaming ones that beams things up. I think they beam things. I know there's been a surge of cattle mutilations that have been going on. What's her name? Oh God, I forget her name. She's the cattle mutilation expert. Something. And anybody watching this, put it on the sidebar. She's got her own show. Something. How she got 2 cats. Can't remember her name. Anyway. Yeah.
We talked about her before.
Yeah, I forget her name all the time. But she talks about it, the cattle or whatever being brought up by beam. That's like a kind of a transport. In fact, you probably got the act end of it. It could have been a deer. It could have been a large bovine of some sort. It's not there anymore. It got taken up or prepared to bring down. That's the use. I'm just throwing it at you guys because I don't know, but that's usually where the beams come from.
Yeah. Now, where this picture came from, this camera source is battery powered, solar powered, and there's no wires out there. There's nothing out there to produce that light. Literally, the connection to the internet is via modem, wireless modem. I think it's cellular, actually. So there you go. I don't know what that is, but that's one of the freakiest pictures that I have seen come from this Dogman Cams project.
Wow. Oh, Linda Moulton Howe. Yeah, we got up there. So Linda Moulton Howe just had a whole thing about the cattle mutilation. And she talked about the female cows that were pregnant, several of them, and all of them aborted their babies. Said the rancher's like, holy shit, we've got a rash of female cows all at the same time had aborted their babiys. And then they had some cow. They were with the cows that were next to the cows that were mutilated. So yeah. Oh man. Anyway, back to the beam. We don't know what that one was, but I was just bringing it up because that's where people always spot in the mountains the beam of weird light come down where there is an animal that they've taken, which is weird. Wow.
And you got those Brown Mountain lights. Actually, the Brown Mountain lights, I've heard reports all the way up in my neck of the woods. Actually, my dad told me a story when he lived on top of a place called near. He lived up on a ridge called, not Sandy Ridge. I can't remember. It was on a ridge line. And you can see down into a valley. And you can see where he was from a vantage point of Virginia. You can see into Tennessee, literally. and he told me personally that he saw lights popping in and out of the wood line all the time down through there.
Yes. Eric, what's that triangle? That's that triangle area on the
Alaska?
Something triangle. It's on the east. We talked about it.
Bridgewater Triangle?
Bridgewater Triangle, where all the lights come in and out of all the time.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that place many times.
Yeah, a lot of those lights around those wood areas, they say don't follow them. I think somebody was even saying that those are there for you to follow and then you disappear if you follow them. Okay. Don't chase the balls of light in the forest over there. Oh, guess what I learned from that.
All right, I got another UFO picture that Miss T sent me. If you want to see, it's a cylinder one.
58 pregnant cows. Yes. Wow. 13, by the way. Wow.
Let's see if I can share this particular one real quick. Window. And
wow.
No, it's not allowing me to. Well, how the heck can I
the
share
aliens
that?
watch your show. They don't want us to bring out the truth.
Yeah. I didn't change nothing on here.
Well, maybe that picture wasn't the one you needed to show then. All right, here's one from up in Canada as well.
There's the tube. Yeah. Always the white cylinder. It reminds me of an old 80s video game when you're playing that Pong, that white.
Oh, here's the Millennium Falcon one.
Oh, cool. I want to see that one.
Did it pop up or?
Yeah, the picture's right there.
Okay. All right.
But you know, I see the circle. There's a black circle, but beneath that black circle, there's almost like a light that's beaming down to the grass.
All right. Well, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I see that. That's interesting. I've got another one that I've got to probably stop sharing and pick that other window.
The only reason that's interesting because if you look at that, you could just say that's an extra white cloud, but it looks like it's a little shaded. The white beneath with the trees, it shades down. It looks kind of interesting.
Well, I'll tell you a weird thing about your pictures. You want to keep an eye on them because your pictures will change. And I'm not crazy. I've got pictures and I go back and they're different. And if you sound like you're experiencing that phenomenon, so I would, if I were you for fun, sometimes go back and look at some of your old postings and look at your old pictures. You're going to notice that you wrote it differently and the pictures look a little different. Just saying. Do that or I'm just insane. Could be probably that.
All right, I got another one that's the Millennium Falcon one. Hold on just a second. I'll pop this.
Yeah.
Juan Torres, I'm sorry to hear about your sister.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that, dude. Yeah, hang in there, man. Yeah, that's a rough one. Yeah, Eric and I experienced that a few years back with our brother. So yeah, there's the.
Yeah, that's the Millennium Falcon one.
Wow.
Now, this was in a large field, and from what I understand, this was a very, very large craft up in Canada.
Oh, this up in Canada. Oh,
yeah, Canada. I have had so many crazy stories up in Canada, from dogmen to Bigfoot, some shadow people. Let's see, alien grays jumping off of a platform into a lake.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is it just because maybe Canada is a lot more forest because it's more up north? Maybe that's why there's more of that up there.
Well, they say that the United States moved all their alien projects up into the Canadian Rockies.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Canada can hide some shit from what I understand.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, Canada can hide some shit. They've got places that nobody's at, which is rare in the States. Yeah.
I got a magnified version of the one I've got right up right now. Maybe that'll help the folks that are looking at this. Let me stop and reshare it.
Okay.
But yeah, I've got there's a lot of stuff I've captured in my house, but I've been said, hey, don't share this stuff until I give the okay. So all right, so I won't do that. But you can almost see the individual lights in that bar or whatever that is.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like the wingless planes. They're like planes with no wings. That's what reminded me. Everyone says, "What does it look like to you?" To me, it looked like a big ass plane, but minus the wings. You see the fuselage. It's just fuselage, and it floats in a perfectly straight, like a fake, you see on a computer, like a video game, straight line across the sky, perfectly straight, in a nice, slow, non-stop motion. Like, what is that?
Now, where these pictures are taken, I'm just asking do you know if there's any military bases close to there, or?
There are a few Indian tribal lands around through there. Are there bases pretty close? Maybe. But yeah, there's there's dogman reports around there. Holy cow! What else? You name it, it's around there. Bigfoot. There's some Bigfoot sightings just about 2 miles to the. Let me think. East of it. Actually, some reports of Bigfoot tracks that you can actually see where they're walking to. There's so many there.
Miss T wrote, no military. Okay.
No military? Okay, no military. What about that one up in around the lake area there, Miss T? That you remember that story, don't you?
No.
But anyway, no military. So
because I always ask Bob, because like when he was in that, he's not there now, but he was in a town called Fresno, and you saw a bunch of lights, and then, there's that huge military base. I forgot what it's called. We used to watch Blue Angels. Lemoore
is down south. This is like over Fresno.
But
there was.
I found some Bigfoot pictures that you probably haven't seen before. Some Bigfoot photos of tracks.
Oh, hell yeah. They're always around UFO areas.
Well, this is actually up in West Virginia, I think.
Okay. That's the hot spot.
This is not in Canada. This is from a listener, and she's been on my show a couple of times, Wendy. Hold on just a second. She literally has had Bigfoot up on top of her roof looking through the skylights in her house, looking at her.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this is amazing stuff. But hold on just a second. Let's go here.
It's either Bigfoot or a dog man.
I actually did a show, and this is one of the one of the presentations I had on there for it.
Oh shit! Big fat toes.
Yeah. So yeah, I cover just about anything and everything paranormal, like you guys do. I invite people that's got a phone just to call me. Unscreened lines. They dial my number, and here they are.
What's neat about number 11 is you got like the front of the toe part. And in the middle, it's grass, but in the back, you got the heel. It's almost like the foot. Well, it wasn't a straight, flat foot. It was like to cause a dent in the front and a dent in the back on that number 11.
Yeah, well, they do that weird stride. They have a weird walk. They walk level. They do a weird flat walk.
Well, they're interesting because I would think those kind are harder to fake versus the pure flat ones, because you're making a dent in the front, you're making a dent in the back, and in the middle you're not really making a dent. That would be harder to do. In theory, I'm thinking. I'm just.
So this is your site here. This is your site.
Oh, my Alexa just asked, how can she help? Alexa, have you seen any UFOs lately?
Lord have mercy.
Is there something else I can help with?
Where is it? Oh, that's the iPad that was talking, not this.
You got the Siri talking to you.
Yeah, Siri. Yeah, see the little Siri. The little. Oh, it's gone now. No, it's not.
Ah.
That little symbol on the bottom that's blinking, that's Siri. Huh.
Well, hell, that's weird.
We never had Siri bump into the show like Alexa has.
All right, I actually found one of the frames that I referenced at TR3B. I found one of the frames that I got off of that particular thing. I'm just like, let me find it. You got too many windows open here.
So. Like Eric, he's got 1,000 windows up.
So, Shawn, how do you get a lot of, like I said, your show's about get all callers, coming in.
Yeah.
How do you determine? We all know there are people out there just make up stories just to be part of something, and we know this. I mean, I've seen it in certain communities. How do you determine like this person I could believe, but this person I don't know is a little far stretch?
Well, since it's open lines, you can't really, gauge. You're literally just saying, hey, call me, tell me your stories. I had a fellow by the name of Edward over in North Carolina, actually High Point, North Carolina, called me last Wednesday, and followed up on being he had 2 hours of missing time while he's driving his car. He got flashed by a brilliant blue light. And 2 hours later, he's 20 miles down the road, still driving the car. And he just got a full tank of gas. And there was no miles off on the odometer or no gas usage. And he was only 20 miles down the road driving 45 miles an hour. Somehow, he drove 2 hours without any knowledge.
Oh, yes.
And then he called. Yeah, he literally called my show 23 hours after the event. Then he called my show again last Wednesday and did a follow-up. He said for about 2 weeks he had a blacked-out windowed black SUV follow him around that he did not know anything about. He didn't, up there in High Point, North Carolina, everybody knows everybody. So he's like, I don't know what it was. And I said, do you think it was Men in Black? He said, maybe.
Let me ask you, Shawn, because lately, I said it's in the last 2 months, mostly in the last 2-3 months, when we talk about UFOs, the blue light has come up so many times more than any other light. Everybody I've been hearing stories are always talking now about a blue light. I just want to ask, Shawn, of all the years you've been hearing, is it just us that's for whatever reason we're hearing blue light more, or do you think maybe just more people are finally talking about it?
I don't know. I've actually Miss T had not a blue light, but a brilliant orange orb outside of her house in between two big ass trees. And I was actually on Skype, or it might have been iPhone or something like that. And I was talking to her, and her mother actually alerted her, and I could hear them reacting to this. Unfortunately, I think they took a picture, but I don't have it. But you could hear the stress and the brilliant, just being surprised in her voice, going, "What the hell were we watching?"
Yes,
and,
because I've experienced that. That's why I like it.
They said, "Shawn, what do we need to do?" And I said, "Well, one, what do you think it is?" I don't know. I said, "Do you think it's demonic?" I don't know. So, well, you need to rebuke it. And they haven't seen it since, to my knowledge. So,
I've seen it. I've seen it. So that person is not
orange orb. So
not crazy. It was. I'm walking, and it was close. It was like a orange fiery. It's like fire, but without smoke in the sky. And then it went into itself like a line, and then squished down and disappeared. And then another day, I'm walking. This is the Puget Sound in Washington. And I'm walking with another person, and we're walking down. That other person says, "What the fuck is that over the water?" And I stop. I said, "There's that orange ball. It's an orange light. I wouldn't call it a ball. It's just a light. I don't know if Mrs. T, that's what she saw. It hovered over the water." And I stopped and stared at it, and I said, "This thing is, oh my God, I wish I had a fucking camera. It's just there. No reason." It stayed for like 15 minutes, finally just dissipated and left. I said, "What is this?" It's not a UFO. It's not an object. It's not a contained vehicle. It's just the glowing orange, fiery little ball light thingy. I don't know if Miss T, if that's what she saw. Because if she says yes, then that's what I saw it. Yeah. Twice. Never seen like it again.
She, I don't know if she's seen anything lately, but there for a while, she was coming back and said, yeah, I seen something and I took photographs of this, that, and made a movie out of it and all this other stuff. And that, I was getting worried for her. I was like, why are you seeing so many UFOs?
They'll come at you at once. They'll come a lot, and then they'll stop. Then they'll come at you again in heavy waves.
Well, it's just like a lot of the Bigfoot people we've been talking to. Some of us, maybe only had one experience in our life. And then you hear some of these guys that keeps on having experiences. And, you're asking yourself, what is with certain people that why am I only have one main experience that I can maybe talk about? And then some people have 20 to 30 experiences. I mean, is it attraction? Is it something that?
Yeah, I think it's something in here.
It's gotta be right.
You're either open or something. The person I was hanging out with also had near-death experience.
Miss T wrote, I've seen the same. And then she wrote, but the orange fireball was huge.
Yes, it was huge. Yes, it was huge. The first one I saw wasn't because I was close to it. So it was big over this Indian guy's house. And then the second one was huge. It was over the water. And I was watching it over the Puget Sound. At the distance I was up on this hill looking down at the sound, it had to have been huge. And it was off the shore, just a little bit over the water and up high. And I was watching it with the other person. Again, now I'm saying this, it's a maybe, but the person I was hanging out with also had a near death years ago. I also had many near deaths. So I don't know if there's some of us that just seems to be a pattern I'm anthropology in my book that people with near deaths are the ones seeing these things more. I don't like saying that because I have more evidence to support it, but that's just what I'm coming across. Especially they're also seeing ghosts more, UFOs more. They're more touched with the veil that's thin. So they're seeing more on the other side than most people aren't seeing. Again, I don't want to always say that because not everyone has experienced like a near death, but I've seen it too and I haven't almost died. But it is what it is on this one.
All right.
So, that's the way
I've got something that's not UFO. It's a ghost related pick. And I took it personally. Across the on the property line across from me, they were demolishing a house. So I was, just taking odd pictures here and there, and I found out and took this picture, and this picture was during late fall, and it was definitely cold. So,
did we lose him?
Hold on.
Oh, am I still there? Hello?
No, my fault. I was on the wrong tab. I was actually on the tab, not the StreamYard.
Go ahead, now. Your ghost story. You got to be built up.
All right. So, they were demolishing this house here, and you could literally look into where this circle is. There's nobody on that property except that gentleman there on the right. That, to me, looks like somebody in a T-shirt sitting at the breakfast table.
Yeah, and Eric's got a good eye for that too. Yeah.
Does that look like a human being sitting there? Or I've had people say, well, it looks like maybe a woman with long hair or something like that. But there's something there.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm looking now, we're talking about within that white circle.
Yeah.
In the white circle, it looks like there's a white kind of a smoke ghost coming down to an angle, like this.
Mm-hmm.
I see a mist. I see a
white mist, a white mist going down, and it's like curves to the right.
Yeah, I can see the mist. That one picture you had of the staircase, and you got a picture of the mirror.
Oh, okay.
Eric spotted it.
Okay. I was able to. I know you can't see it on here. I expand the picture bigger for me. Yeah. It's like a white mist, and there's a light mist where you think it's the head. and then you got the body part, and then it's like it is sitting down.
Yeah, then once you get closer, you can. Yeah, I see your tank top you're talking about.
Yeah, that's as.
And I see the arm, and I see. Yeah, if your mind once your mind goes to that, you can see it. Like you did, I see that white tank top. Now we can't say. I don't know if I can say that's a guy in a tank top or just how the mist is forming and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, but that's just one of the craziest things. That was took on March 19th of 2018.
Wow. But it's obviously something. There's something there.
There's something there, and I'm like, well, is that a bug on the lens? I was like, well, how in the hell could a bug be that big that looks like it's seated inside of a house that's literally 100 yards away? And I had a telephoto lens on I took this with an iPhone 6 with telephoto lens attached to it.
It's almost like it's doing this.
That's what he's saying. It's sitting down.
Yeah, no. Like I said, it's a mist like this.
With
like
his arms
the head
forward.
up here, sitting down, and it looks like one arm is going out.
Yeah, that's what I would say. That's what it's. If you were to have to put like an image on it, that's what it looked like it's doing.
I think it's Bob's ghost playing with himself. Alien hand syndrome.
Alien. Well, that'd be ghost hand syndrome.
Where's Juan Torres on the alien hand syndrome?
The ghost hand syndrome. That's what that one is. No, it looks like it's demanding. It wants more bacon.
It wants it probably. But yeah, that's interesting. I had some paranormal activity over here that I kind of associated with this being tore down, and it kind of calmed down after all the activity ceased. After this was tore down, the activity kind of calmed down a little bit.
Well, they're able to move on.
So Shawn, when you have people call in your show, they're allowed to call in for any kind of a topic, or do you like to have certain topics?
No, it's open lines, unscreened. If you got a story, if you just want to say, "Hey, I'm from XYZ BFG, and I'm listening to your show." I've had people from Australia call in, say, "Hey, I'm gonna listen to your show." I've had people donate, tip me from Australia. I've got people all over the world.
Our friend here, Sketches. He's our Australian boy.
Oh, Sketches. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So if I was having a bad beard day, I can call in and talk about my beard. Like, man, having a bad beard day. I'm just calling you for some kind of bonding, some bromanship here.
I might have to call in about Bob's voodoo doll.
Yeah, go for it.
I ran out of beard oil and I feel vulnerable.
There's Mogs. Hey, Mogs, what's going on, man?
It's fun. I know sometimes Connor calls your show, and I know when Connor calls in, you got to get ready. You got to get that cocaine ready.
Strap in.
Yeah, you got to ramp up. You got to ramp up. If you're having a down day and that dude calls in, you're automatically, it kind of wears off on you. So
he's solid positive karma. I mean, he'll talk to you for about 5 minutes. I'm outside seeing fairies after that. I'm like, God damn it, that is a fairy. I'm seeing it flying by. That man will put things in your head.
Oh, I know, man. Hey, I do a couple shows with him a week on my other channel, and yeah, you got to get prepared. You just got to get ready. You just got to get used to it.
You got to get caffeined up and kind of dose yourself with the caffeine throughout the thing, so you don't have that crash right there after you dose up real high caffeinated, and boom, you're crashing as he's ramping up still, and you're like, okay, where do you top out at?
When he does horror talk with me and we talk movies and stuff, he's actually average. But when he goes on to a show or call in, yeah, he's extra. He's like, I'm ready, strap in.
Oh yeah.
And I loved it when he went on Bigfoot Odyssey channel. Because Bigfoot Odyssey is like, hold on, slow down. You had me when you said fairies were chasing you, and I was like laughing my head off.
Oh my, that's crazy. Now, I've had people call in that literally saw dogmen up in Alaska within hours. Had a young guy, I forgot what his name is right off the top of my head. Miss T probably, she's got the memory that I don't have. So when I reference a story and I can't remember the name, she'll jump up and either text me, say, "Hey, it was so and so." Oh, okay. But I've had people call in that just literally saw Dogman or Bigfoot or ghosts. It's just amazing. I had a guy that was stationed over in Kandahar.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was telling me about some crazy stuff that he was dreaming. He was literally I don't know if he was been haunted by this mask-looking thing, and for several months.
But let me ask you, Shawn, because you mentioned the word Dogman a lot, and we did shows on Dogman and stuff. When people call you about Dogman, are you like myself? I'm always listening. Like, are they mistaking Bigfoot for a Dogman, or when they explain to you
a lot of people
Dogman, how are they explaining it to you? I mean,
from there's two types that I can gather from the ones that I actually believe. Miss T has told me her Dogman encounter, and it fits in with one or two. Like the old Bela Lugosi werewolf makeup stuff. That type. I've heard that type. Then I heard the big inflated extra large dog, or dog on steroids. That type. Yeah. Now, if they start going in, this was a type 3 Dogman kind of stuff, I was like, oh, this is fan. I don't want to hear this. And I get them off the phone fairly quickly, hopefully. But once they start doing that, type 2, type 3, type whatever, ABGF, I'm like, yeah, you're too much into this lore. Like, this is not a real one.
Because, to be honest with you, if I run into a 7-foot creature, I'm probably not going to determine in my mind if that's a Dogman or a Bigfoot. In my mind, I'm thinking that's just a Bigfoot. That's a 7-foot. Even if I see like a werewolf type of thing, in my mind, I'm probably going to think Bigfoot, because I haven't seen enough of both to say.
Well, I have not seen a cryptid, and I don't want to see them, but I have talked to people I absolutely believe that have. The first Bigfoot report that I believe that I had heard was long before I even thought about doing this stuff. I had a high school friend that was best friends with my late brother, and he actually passed away before my brother did. And we were up on a place called High Knob, pretty close to Kentucky Ridge, and I heard elk call. They released elk about the year before, and they were coming over the ridge into Virginia from Kentucky. And I heard the elk call, and I was like, that's strange. What is that? And he said, oh, that's an elk that they released last year. And then he come to me and said, you won't believe what I saw over in Grayson County, Virginia. I was deer hunting in a tree stand overlooking a field, and about 150 yards away was the other tree line. And he was scoping out a big buck, and 2 doe were in front of him, and it was just about ready to crest a hill, and all of a sudden he got spooked. He was waiting for that buck to crest the hill to line up the shot. And he said this thing, either dressed in a hairy ghillie suit, was bigger than any linebacker he had ever seen, ran faster than any football player he ever seen, chased down this buck in the middle of the forest, and literally, he said it came out of the tree line with this buck strewn over his shoulder, just casually walking into the other side of the tree line.
Whoa!
And that was the first Bigfoot story that anybody had ever told me. And I was like, holy shit, you told me what? And he was stone sober. It wasn't no drunk. Hey, this was, it wasn't a fireside chat, and he'd been drinking a few.
This is what Miss T wrote. I believe that due to the vast amount of undeveloped land, that's why a lot happens up here. P.S. I wrote a tidbit a few minutes ago that pertains to that. Okay. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I believe in Bigfoot 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I'm always wondering when if people are mistaking a Dogman just for a regular Bigfoot, because unless you see one every single day, you really, truly don't know exactly what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah, I don't like the word Dogman. I would say, you mean a werewolf. No, it's a Dogman. No, it's a goddamn werewolf. No, a Dogman's different. I go, what's the difference between a Dogman and a werewolf? The damn werewolf's a lichen throat. werewolf because they got them in
there's
England.
two types out there. There's obviously two types out there, and the people I talk to that I believe that actually do this research stuff, they break it down in basically those two types.
Yeah, that's a good. I want to hear about that. I want to hear how they break it down because, I mean, again, I'm in England and over to Europe. I've been all bounced around Europe, and there are stories. It's like as common as Bigfoot. They've got werewolf, man. They've got the lycanthrope stories, and then of course they've come out of Germany when they did all these testings or World War II. I hear 1,000 stories, but the fact is, they see them. And the stories are there. I go, that's crazy. As common as Bigfoot is back home, there's the werewolf, the dog man. Over the States, everyone keeps saying the dog man. I go, no, come over here. It's werewolf.
Well, they're just named differently, but they're basically the same.
It's a damn werewolf. So you're talking about werewolf.
And then you have the legends of the skinwalkers, the Native Americans, where they could change themselves into a werewolf style. Too.
Well, they describe him how he describes him exactly. That's why I know he's not full of shit. He's exactly. It's like the not Bela Lugosi, but the other one. It's more of the hairy man's face with the teeth. It looks like the old, not so transformed. And then there's the other one saying, no, it's the fucking head of a dog, a wolf, with the body. It's a slumped over body. It's like still, it's running on its hind legs. I said, damn, wow. Okay, different. I guess you said it was different categories of this dog man.
Well, somebody come up with like 4 or 5 categories or something like that.
Okay,
once they get into that type of thing, I'm like, well, are you actually just a fan, or are you not? Now, the folks that I talk to, like let's see, Vala Nightmares. Let's see, John Bell, Dark Waters himself. They don't go into that kind of detail. They'll just describe what's in front of them, and they break it down in those two types of categories, and that's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The dog, the werewolf. They, from what I've heard, anthropologically speaking, is they have more of a slump. That their upper half of their body is bigger than the lower torso, like dog legs, and it's like they slump forward, like their head goes down and forward. I go, oh, and they run with their weight forward, like tap, 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 down really fast. As in, like, Bigfoot is big, broad, and he walks like when he's just got no scare. He just walks casual with his chest out.
Oh,
and his arms swing, and he has a straight glide when he walks. I mean, so there's a clear difference in the stories. And oh God, okay, there is something out there. Wow.
Well, there's like a subcategory that I pay attention to. I'm kind of wondering whether it's something that has been in a while we've never really come across scientifically and said, hey, this is so and so. This is whatever creature. Yeah, maybe. Is it a DNA chimera that our scientists in the ABC format said, well, we wanted to, mix this with human DNA and get this? Maybe. Is it like the skinwalker? Maybe.
Yeah.
If it's possessed. I've heard stories that lend credit to all three of them, and it just depends on what time of day it is or what was the last credible story that I heard. What my opinion changes on that. So I'm still on the fence with what it is. Do I believe it's there? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do I want to see it? Hell no.
We're gonna wind down a little bit here because I gotta go do some laundry. Because I'm lucky today. The kids are out of school today, but my wash machine blew up. So I gotta go to the laundromat a little bit to wash some clothes. But so your course, I got your YouTube channel right here. Chasing
I appreciate
it. There's your link. But what days do you do your live show? So anybody who's almost everybody here knows you, but who doesn't know you, what days do you do your live shows?
All right, Saturday nights. I'm over on the Dark Waters YouTube channel, over on the Paranormal Radio app and Dark Waters as well. That channel. UPRN 107.7 FM down in New Orleans, UPRNtalkradio.com. It's 7 to 9 p.m. Central Time. I'm in Eastern, but the show runs on Central Time for whatever reason. I'm Saturday nights every weekend. I may have a guest, I may not. If I don't have a guest or don't have a guest show up, I usually jump over to the unscreened open lines Wednesdays, which I'm still kind of batting around what day of the week to put that show I do over on my own channel, Chasing the Truth, Shawn G. I've picked out 8 p.m. Central Time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern. That seems to be a pretty good fit. Nice. I do not want to do another 5.5 hour show. That just literally took 3 days of my life and flushed it down a commode. But yeah, I did open lines, and I said, okay, let's keep going until somebody doesn't call. 5.5 hours later, I said, okay, 10 minutes last, is like the last bar call. And after 10 minutes is up, I said, I'm done.
Last rounds, man. Last rounds.
And everybody, everybody in the chat, you could go, if it might be easier, you just go to one of his videos and scroll down, and you can see Dark Waters. You can see his links to go into like you said, your website, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. That makes it easy. Dark Waters. So Dark Waters is the radio, and then your show, because I think your show Pacific time is like 5 p.m. here.
Yeah, 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours earlier.
Yeah, so I always I listen to your show. Sometimes I'm making dinner. I don't always get to respond, but I always try to respond when I can. Because you do have some interesting people that call in, and some of the stories is like, wow. I mean, the ones that can really tell the story is just so fascinating to hear people's stories, and it's just so.
Yeah, I'm gonna call in.
Well, you can get these people call in. You can hear they're reliving the event as they're telling it. You can hear the stress, and their voice gets to quivering, and even kind of crying a little bit. I had one lady that called in, and she was had PTSD because this dog man literally lured her out of her house and pushed her into a fire pit that was smoldering. And you could hear it stress, and she had no idea about it, and she was on the cell phone talking to her girlfriend, and this is where infrasound comes into it. Apparently, this dog man infrasounded her and hypnotized her to get her out, and her girlfriend was trying to keep her from going outside. So I've got to go out and see this thing, and she has no memory of it. She woke up the next day with second-degree burns on her arms from where she was put into the fire pit. She had no idea she was went to the ER or anything.
And guys, this is where you're going to hear the real stories, people. Yeah. You're not going to hear it on CNN or Fox News or MSNBC. You're going to hear from real people.
Wow.
This is where you got to.
Well, awesome. It's not like if I line up like Stan Deo from standeo.com, line him up. Yeah, he's going to have his robust talking points that he obviously has, and every other person that likes to go on this talk circuit. Yeah, you'll hear that, but you get somebody that's raw and they're calling in and not trying to joke. Well, I've had a couple of yahoos that call in. I've got stuff on my equipment that I can turn their voice into Mickey Mouse or turn it way low and say, well, I can't hear you, and click. I've had those.
And then everybody in the chat, the shows that we do here on Wednesday and Friday, I got to move them back the old days where we had it at 11 a.m. just because now I got to pick up my kids from school and all that. So they're going back to 11 a.m. And this Wednesday, guy, we're going to be doing that once a week where we just have open invites to anybody who wants to come on. That'll be this Wednesday. So if any of you in the chat feel like you want to come on, Wednesday's the day that just jump on, let's get it going. Let's hear your stories. And
anytime you want to get back on the show, just let me know.
And we don't care if you don't think you sound awesome. KA was first time that came on our show was last Friday, and he was awesome. He was great. We had little technical voice issues in the beginning.
But once you fixed it.
You fixed it,
saw
that. So
I'm a damn good looking man. So you guys want to come on and you guys want to be seen with me. We can roll out and get the ladies.
Get the beard thing going on.
And beyond that, I really appreciate Shawn G just jumping on out of nowhere, me asking him, just, the show's already going. I know that's a little harder, like no notice. Okay, I'll come on.
Thank you. That's awesome. I love good stories.
I said, do I want to go on this tonight, or do I want to go on Friday or whatever day that you offered? And she said, well, where are you going now? And I was like, nowhere. Okay, go for it.
I love it. I love it. And like I said, Wednesday's open. So if you're free to come back on Wednesday too, we just And Wednesday's open topic. Wednesday's whatever anybody wants to talk about.
Well, I'm happy Mrs. T saw the same thing I saw, and I've been trying to tell people this, and they look at me like I'm fucking crazy. I'm like, I'm not crazy when I'm talking about this orange fireball that's huge in the sky. And she describes it exactly what I saw.
Oh, she's got that same enthusiasm when she talks about it. So yeah,
finally,
I can't mimic that enthusiasm about it.
Finally, somebody out there. I'm not crazy.
No. Well, beyond that, I'm gonna end this show. I got to get going. I want to appreciate Shawn for coming on, Bob coming on, and then guys, we'll see everybody Wednesday. See you guys.
See you guys.
See you.